Is it recording? Oh,
Okay, there you
here we go. Rusty, what's going on?
go.
Right off the
Okay.
bat. Hey, so you have your hoodie on, Caliph Creator. Tell me more about yourself. You're actually a creator. What do you do, man?
The hoodie is it's actually like a leadership movement. Caliph actually means leader, creating more leaders. Because I realized whatever impact that I want to do, I can't do it by myself. I probably need to build teams of leaders and how they can impact their teams in that way. So yeah, that's a short snippet of Caliph Creator.
How did you know you're a leader and that you could actually create something? Give me like an example from when you're a kid. Or actually, we spoke last week, I believe, when you're in NS, you're a bit of a leader. Would you say that the infrastructure in Singapore with the military and all of those types of things help you kind of realize your potential?
Um, I would actually say otherwise. I would say no, because ever since young, I don't think I saw myself as a leader. I don't think people saw me as a leader, right? Always wanting to be the one in the background, not stepping up. Never had like leadership roles, in sports, in NS, in work even. Only until recently I felt that hey, I actually am leading people through my coaching programs. Right now, I have like 300 students and counting. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm actually sort of leading people, to get better with their marketing. So like, okay, I should and I can be doing something about this.
What was the light bulb moment that went off in your brain that said to yourself, I can inspire people because you are the founder of Content Clinic, right? And you sent me a message, I connected with you on LinkedIn, and when we met, I found that you were really inspiring and you were trying to lead me even without me really even asking for it. You're like, tell me more about yourself. You have this great package, you sound really good, you're on the radio, those types of things. Yeah, did that happen overnight? Or were you kind of coerced into it? And the reason I ask because when I even decided I want to interview you for this or kind of have this podcast and decide that it would be called My Best Life, I realized you could be my first guest because you kind of encapsulate that feeling of like, I'm just going to do whatever it takes to be my best self, right? So, would you describe it like that? Like you wanted to be your best self, or what was the light bulb moment that went off in your brain?
Right. I guess it's like also a discovery process for me. Maybe like if you go back like 7, 8 years back, I was doing like events marketing. So we did
Yeah.
events and marketing, promoting names like Tony Robbins when he came to Singapore, Robert Kiyosaki, like even Jay Abraham. Gary V came to Singapore back then. So I'm like, I was seeing, okay, these guys are doing something. They're impacting the community and in whether in business and marketing, they're doing it that way. Then I was like, what can I do with the skill set that I have to do something in that space? Then I just realized that I sort of like writing. Then why not like share with people how to write better, communicate better on social profiles, on social platforms. But yeah, it sort of started like that.
Yeah, I think that's a great start, right? 7 years ago. Like, let's not skip over those names. Tony Robbins, Robert Kiyosaki. I believe Robert Kiyosaki wrote Poor Dad, Rich Dad, right?
Yeah, that one, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and
Yeah, so
those
I
series.
read
Yeah.
that book. He essentially talks about how he invested in property, how he was able to use that asset and then buy more property. Were you ever interested in the finance aspect of it, or were you more interested in the inspirational kind of capabilities that this leader had? Because I would like to think he left an imprint on you, right? Can you speak on that? How
Right.
these leaders, these speakers, these achievers left an imprint on you?
Right. Initially the finance bit wasn't there yet, except for the main thing about Robert was that quadrant, the ESBI quadrant, right? The employee, self-employed, business owner, and investor. Then I'm like, okay, I'm in the employee space. How can I get from employee to self-employed? Okay, now I'm self-employed. How can I get from self-employed to business owner and investor and so on? So that map was sort of at the back of my mind. But okay, I have a marketing business, but at the same time, I know how important finance is to make sure our cash flow is in order. So yeah, that's one of the things.
That's amazing. So, would you say you're living your best life being a business owner? How long has it been since you've been a business owner?
Right. I've been freelancing almost like forever, but it's always been on the side. But officially the business is about 5 years old, like right smack in COVID or just before it. Then yeah, we're five this year. Not without its struggles, but I think it's it's more, to me, it's more fulfilling in a sense that I get to design my day, right? What I want to do, arrange my time around family, and then do work when I need to do work. So that
Wow,
to
that's
me,
really
it's
nice. Design my day. I really
yeah.
like that. Would you say that when you work for someone and you kind of help them build their dreams, you don't get to design your day?
Mm, in a sense, yes and no, right? Initially, back
Okay.
then, yes, when we were doing events, we were promoting others, right? They were creating such impact on that level.
Yeah.
It had an effect on me because of like, yes, I'm part of something that's creating something like that. But nowadays, like, we have speakers and trainers who are like, hey, how can I package my product into a way that, sell a confidence program, uh,
Mm.
a sales training program, or whatever program they need to do, because I sort of know how to maximize their impact of what they want to do for their community. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't think you sort of know. I would like to think that you do know, right? You're the best in the field. How would you then sell this to someone who said, yeah, I do want to turn my content into cash flow, which is your upcoming workshop? Could you describe to me your achievements with Tony Robbins and Robert Kiyosaki? How were you able to use marketing, content writing, copywriting to help maybe get a larger audience or more, participants?
Right. So back then, like, I started out as just a copywriter, right? So we were writing scripts, video scripts, social posts, landing pages, ads, just to compile it all together, run ads, then people will come to their events. Um, that was my training ground. Then I realized, hey, could I do it for others as well, who's needing this particular service? Hey, wait a minute, what about doing it for myself, right? What if I
Mm.
created programs where people actually wanted, hey, how are you being this copywriter thing, and then you transited from a day job to an entrepreneur and now teaching others doing that. Like, then I was like, okay, let's package something that I can actually give. Um,
Yeah. So I guess what you're trying to say is the power of doing it yourself for others as well is the power of actually turning whatever you want or whatever is the outcome of, say, a campaign into reality, right? Can you speak on that? Give me some numbers. I read this LinkedIn post that you posted the other day, and you're like, yeah, I've turned like $300 into 3,000, $1,000 into, and I'm not sure if I'm getting the numbers right, but that's why I wanted to chat with you about it. How powerful is it to actually write something, start your own business, but then turn those numbers or those leads into more sales? And can you give me some numbers to back that up?
right. There's okay, for example, a recent campaign we did on Launch Good, a fundraising campaign. So we raised about 100K in 7 days. Like,
Wow.
there's like they were trying to do like a book launch. They were needed funds, so we would running campaigns, writing copy to design something around that. Some results could be about like recently, a few years ago, 33K in 3 days, just sending out a few emails to their list. And because of learning how to do all that, I'm sort of okay, I probably need to share more with more business owners and
Yeah.
how to do this. So like now we have like close to 300 clients, students who sort of know the method. And I feel strongly because how much it has changed my life, knowing this skill. And now I feel a responsibility to actually share it with others.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds to me like there's almost a secret sauce there, right? 33K in 3 days. You're definitely doing something in those emails, which you shouldn't share up or share with me too much about, but students can expect to learn that in your course that's running this Saturday. Tell me more about that.
Right. Okay. So this Saturday mornings for 8 weeks, we have this program called the Content to Cashflow. Right. So
Okay.
what I'm starting to see on the online space, more people are writing stuff. Right. More
Mm.
people are trying to gain more authority, leadership, whatever they want to do on their socials. But then how do you monetize that? There's so many like influencers, like they gather like
Right.
100K in audience, but they can't monetize that at all. Where there's another segment of people who maybe just have like a group of 500 to 1,000 people, but it's a very fully monetizable audience because they are actually attracting buyers instead of just plain followers who won't pay you anything with whatever that
Right.
you're offering. Yeah.
Right. It's just likes, right?
Yeah.
Versus actually buying into your brand, which is it could be whatever you're selling. Why is it 8 weeks and not just one Saturday? What's the importance of actually repeating those skills that you've learned and want to share over 8 weeks?
Right. As you know that I think I've also been through so many programs and courses where it's like 1 day, 2 day, full day, and then you sort of forget the next day, and then you like law of
Right.
diminishing returns. Like, what did I learn for the
Okay.
past 2 days? Then all you do is jumping on chairs and being happy and excited for 2 days, and then that's all you get. So I sort of
Jumping
created.
on chairs and being happy. You actually see students when you're doing a Zoom call. No, I'm kidding.
Nah, nah.
That's amazing. And then what do these students get after the 8 weeks? Like a certificate? Do they get to maybe have a one-on-one sit down with you? Do they attend, another course after that? What's the follow-up?
Right. So the outcome that we're trying to do with the content to cash flow is like, what kind of content piece do you want to do? Whether it's on the socials, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, what have you? How can we turn
Yeah,
that to cash flow for you? Right. For through we have like 8 modules of it, like module 1 to module 8. And why it's like a weekly thing so that you can learn, take action, implement the one action, come back and keep. Imagine like my whole intention is like so that you get results for yourself, hopefully by
of
the fourth or
course.
fifth week, right? Because that's the certificate for me and for my
I
students.
see.
Yeah,
Okay, so the students learn as they go.
yeah,
Okay, that's amazing, man. Well, congratulations. I just wanted to have this interview with you to chat with you. I guess my final question is, what do you actually want to manifest some more of? More classes, more students? How do you see yourself living your best life? Do you want to maybe have an office doing this? What's the highest goal that you want to reach?
right. I would say like seeing my clients and students succeed. I mean, that's the sweetest kind of success. Like recently, I met one of my students, the very first student of my program. I just met him
Yeah,
yesterday. Then he came up to me, "Hey, bro, thanks for what you have taught for 1 year plus. Now I'm starting a new venture in leadership training and one more venture in
amazing.
like Arabic language learning community." And I'm like,
Wow.
that's the thing that I wanna seed in people, right? Okay, you go and run your thing, impact your community. How about this another guy doing another thing in Malaysia or whatever else, whichever country that they're from? So to me, that's
It's
fulfilling thing. Yeah,
priceless, right? Is
yeah.
that is that what being a leader means to you?
I guess pretty much like lead the way in the sense that hey, it's actually possible. Look, I've sort of path made the way. This is the
Yeah,
steps that you can possibly take, and it's actually
yeah.
not that scary at all. I mean, it is scary sometimes, but there is a guide, right?
But you're there to yeah, you're there to lead the way, kind of diminish the fear, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how many spots do you have available for your upcoming course?
I limited to like 10 packs per cohort. I think I'm left with two. Probably
Okay,
gonna set it out in today, tomorrow, maybe. Yeah.
yeah, cool. Well, this interview will go up on LinkedIn. Hopefully, more people sign up, and all the best to you, brother. And we'll catch up soon again.
Awesome. Thank you, Roshan.
All right, man. Thanks.
Awesome. I'll stop now.
Yeah, stop.